Good morning, everybody. Oh my goodness. Hold up. I forgot the timer. My God. Sorry about waking up a little late. I don't know what's going on. Maybe my body's just telling me I need to sleep this week before I go out next week. I'm not sure. Well, we'll see what happens. But anyway, hello everybody. My name's Akaros Noctua. You know this. You've been here the whole time. And Nick's tail is behind the chair. What's going on over there? Hold up. Nick, get out of here. Where is it? Where's the guest? Where's the guest folder? Ooh. Am I really missing the guest folder? Guest folder. Ah, here it is. Let's see. Nope. There it is. Oh my goodness. Hey Ruff, good morning. We didn't lock ourselves out of the bedroom this time. Let me just put on the sweater. It is freezing right now. A moment. Good. Otherwise, the magical deep fryer will fry you. Oh my goodness. Ugh. But yes, we are, to get everything settled and started, we are playing a new visual novel called With Both Eyes Closed. Now, let me open their page real quick. I can say their things. So, With Both Eyes Closed is a psychological horror visual novel. Oh, I thought it was something cute. Oh no. Okay, so trigger warning and content warning before every stream. Let me just fix something real quick. So, With Both Eyes Closed, oh my god. With Both Eyes Closed studies heavy and potential triggering scenes. This novel is intended for mature audiences and discusses adult themes heavily. The novel features small amounts of optional, not safe for work content. So, the main characters, Max, Issa, and Cole, enter a Montana forest for a 3-day camping trip. Max struggles to manage Cole and Issa's butting heads while also taking notice of the bizarre events unfolding around them. Mystery and question quickly creep in, and soon the seed of doubt is planted. Unable to escape the forest, they must face the monster within head first. So, oh my god. Good morning, Gato. But yes, we are playing a psychological horror game. So, with that being said, everyone, sit your butts down, get some water, hold your stuffed animals, because it's gonna be a bumpy ass ride. And let's start. Is that really what you're wearing? I snap into consciousness, to a searing red in my eye. At first, I'm not really sure what's going on. But I quickly realized that in the time I had slept, the sun had moved enough to beam in onto my left eye. I roll my head to the right to rest on my shoulder, trying to reject consciousness. I can tell this won't last long. I'm already feeling the pricklings of annoyance, but holding onto my half-awake trance is euphoric. The car smells amazing right now. Is that really what you're wearing? I slouched to the right, expecting a seatbelt to catch me, but to my surprise, I fell right through. Right, I'm in the back seat. I'm able to catch myself by jutting my elbow against the plush seat, tilting myself up on my forearm. One of the compromises we had to make when we decided to bring Issa with us was that one of us was going to have to sit in the back. Since the chairs are down to accommodate all the camping gear, the seat buckle is completely inaccessible. Lisa gets car sick when she's not in the front, and Cole doesn't trust anyone to drive his van. Frankly, I wouldn't trust myself either, even if I could. I don't really mind anyway. I plan to prop myself against the wall and sleep through most of the drive regardless of where I was sitting. Speaking of, what time is it? I fish my phone out of my sweater pocket and force my eyes open just a sliver. I'm glad it turns on. I wasn't sure if the battery was going to last. It's just past 2 p.m. Dude, after tolerating Canadian waters, I'll be fine even if I was... Dude, after tolerating Canadian winters, I'd be fine even if it was going to be cold. It's not like I have any other options anyway. I let the tension in my arm give and slowly slide down until I'm laying on my side. I'm just out of the sun here. I consider going back to sleep before deciding to just rest my eyes, fully aware of the game I'm playing. It's not like I need to be awake by a certain time. I just hope that at least partially preserve my sleep schedule, even with this midday nap. So, you would buy actual pants if we stopped? No. I'm awake. Just enough to smirk at her response. I can't see either of them, but I know that Cole is giving her the look. He usually gives it to me when I'm being contrary. It's a sort of smile mixed with a side eye. It's his way of saying, seriously? Sometimes I struggle to figure out what Cole's expression mean, but I have never failed to understand this one. I don't hear either of them saying anything at the moment. Oh, come on, Cole. When have I ever dressed appropriately for the occasion? I didn't even wear the right gown for our graduation. I remember, Issa. The dean almost kicked you out of the building. I was furious. I have a knack for that. Those roads were dirty. Anyway, we spent months fighting to get them replaced. You know the same rags have been used for the past 30 years, right? Is Gertie even a word? I don't know. If I call you and Stella's, what did you call it? Directed complaining? Fighting? I think it's just annoyed everyone who had to hear it all the time. It was subliminal messaging, and it would have worked if all of our teachers weren't half deaf. Before she finished speaking, I hear the distinct sound of plastic scraping on plastic. That jolts me awake. Hey! Both of them jump a bit, clearly unaware that I had woken up. You got food without me? I try to decipher the brand for the plastic cup Issa is toying with, but the sun is debilitating. One of the unfortunate side effects of being a nocturnal mammal. I am able to see the outline of the cup. The inside is glowing with light, barely able to pass through the thin plastic. She has a paw covering the logo, and her other paw on the straw. She must have made that snatching sound while adjusting the straw. Max, don't worry, I got you something. I see the bear silhouette reach back to me holding a bag. I grab it by the corner and pull it into my lap. I forget to double check the brand before diving in, but I have a pretty good picture of what I'm getting into from the smell. I figured out Cole had gotten me something greasy before I even needed to open the cardstock box. The sun is still blinding, but I can see clearly into the bag. It's a chicken sandwich. The only kind of meat I'm willing to eat. The patty is round like a burger, with a lightly toasted golden bun. From the outside, I can see it has all the usual toppings, except for onions. I hate onions. Based on its appearance, I'm pretty sure it's from Pasties, Issa's favorite fast food chain. Apparently, it used to be a high-end restaurant on the East Coast, but now it's basically everywhere. There's one just a few blocks off campus. Cole and I eat there often. I start pulling everything apart in the containers, separating the tomato, pickle, and lettuce into neat piles. I hold the chicken patty in my mouth, careful not to let it touch my tongue. The buns lay with their beige, spongy inside directed upward towards me, smeared with some kind of sauce. I didn't get a water dish since I wasn't sure how long you were going to sleep for, and I didn't want to make a mess. Sorry. I wiped the sauce into a napkin and used another to soak up the remaining glaze. It's alright. I would say more, but I'm preoccupied with shoveling the shredded lettuce into my mouth, losing a few pieces on the way up. Why don't you just get the tenders if you're just going to pull everything apart anyways? They want all the extra stuff. They just don't want to eat it all together. Yeah. I'm barely able to agree, as my mouth is miraculously able to fit both sandwich buns at once. A few crumbs go flying out, propelled by the force of my voice. Girl, you need to slow down. They never ate stuff like that back in Montreal, right? It seems like Issa is talking to Cole more so than to me. Can't blame her since I'm gnawing down newly soggy bread. I still force myself to swallow so I can respond before Cole beats me to it. Not that I mind, really. They don't have American burgers in Montreal. I also usually don't have the money to pay for the food in Montreal. Clearly. Cole shoots her a glare. At first, I can't tell why, but based on how her now guilty expression, I realized that she was referring to. I tried to avoid giving it too much thought. It wasn't really her intention. Not that you look bad, or just stop talking. I feel a bead of guilt in my throat. It doesn't really bother me, so I don't want to make a point out of it. I'm used to seeing Issa get told off, and she bounces back fast. She won't take it personally. The conversation stalls for a bit, but I really don't want it to die. Cole will turn up his awful music if we stop talking. Wait, hold on. Issa, you wore the wrong graduation robe on purpose? You told me you mixed it in with the wrong laundry and had to buy a new one. At this point, the only part of the sandwich left is the chicken patty. But I like to save that for last. I reach into the bag and pull out the cup fries. It's clearly already been picked through by Cole. That's true. Me and Stella tried dyeing ours by putting it in with all of our blue shirts and jeans. The robes are so old they practically disintegrated in the machine. It was like pulling out a spool of yarn. It sounds dumb, but either it worked and we got actually blue robes, or it failed and we had the excuse to buy new ones. Technically, she wasn't lying, though it wasn't really the truth either. The most baffling part of this story isn't even the half-baked plan. Actually, it's not really surprising at all considering it's Issa. In the time I've known her, she's consistently crafted some of the worst thought-out ideas I've ever had. How did that even happen? You were dating Cole at the time, right? I look at Cole through the rearview mirror. His eyes dart away from mine as soon as they meet. I can tell he's far more embarrassed by the story than Issa is. I was totally greening out. This happened right after Issa had gotten me to try smoking. I didn't know my limits. It felt like I was rolling down a mountain while I was laying on the floor. And Issa was also high, right? Obviously. I have to wonder if this was just weed or something else. This was when she was still close with Stella, apparently. I come to the sudden realization that I have no idea where we are right now. We were still stuck in traffic when I fell asleep. I don't know when we got out. It could be another hour of driving or just a few more minutes. I poke my head up into the now tolerable sun and peek out the window. Pine trees. Not sure what I expected. The edge of the forest towers over us with great indifference, their needles choke out the sun, filtering into thin rays of light that sprawl across the dirt and grass. It reminds me of a foreign word for this phenomenon. Komorebi? I think it was. As my eyes pore over the pines slipping by, they begin to blend into a sea that drowns the countryside in green. Cole's van drives on, and the trees encroach even closer. They creep in until I can hear the low-hanging branches scrape against the car. Oh, that is such cool transitions in the car. I can see like the background changing slowly as we get further down the road. As we cross over into the dim throat of the woods, the sun-encompassing rays retreat into the sky. I didn't think I would miss them, but I changed my mind as the shadows stretched further, as if seeping through the windows. I watched the last glittering remnants of sunlight fade from view as we take a turn. Issa and Cole's banter is the only thing keeping my focus off the jagged pines that silently observed me. Now, on both sides. I spent most of my life in crowded cities. It's taken time to adjust to such a spread out place. And transitioning to this vacant, sweeping forest is even more jarring. Just the thought of that the nearest person could be more than a 15-minute drive away is alien to me. I remember Cole raving about how isolated the camping grounds were, how they weren't even official camping grounds. Don't get me wrong, it's undeniably exhilarating. Even I have to admit that the prospect of a true, unaltered camping experience is a gem among rocks. I really want to get some pictures of these mountains. Well, we were going to hike up to the nearest mountain north. You might be able to get some pictures there. I would wait until you can get a good starry sky. I'm just barely able to catch a few lines of Issa and Cole's chatting. It reminds me of what I've been looking forward to more than anything. An untainted night sky. Cole told me that at this time of year, our arm of the Milky Way is lined up with the Earth. He explained it to me as the sky being split in two. I never really seen stars before. There was one major power outage in Montreal, but even then, I was barely able to make out Orion's belt. You wanna know what's a cool thing? So, where I live, the street at night, we don't have some parts of the street don't have street lights, which is concerning. Or like some of the street lights are not working. So if it's a clear night and not a full moon, I can actually see Orion's belt from my front door. And I can see one of the, because I remember from college, I did take an astronomy class, or astronomy class, and from the there was a telescope on the on campus, and we saw Orion's belt and its 4 connecting stars to the sides, and one of them is bright red, because from what I remember, my professors telling me is that star is dying. So soon we should be able to see a little flash of red, possibly. If not, just a missing star on the top left of Orion's belt. It's really, I don't know how to call it. It's really pretty to see through like the big space telescope that we had, because like you can see the 3 stars and then the star in the middle creating new stars. I couldn't see it clearly, but I was able to see it at least. It was interesting. This owl loves looking at the stars. There's a lot of like memories with like early like high school and Catholic high school, where we went upstate for a trip, and it was in like a cabin in the woods type situation, and it was full of snow, and that's where this owl had his first crush, and we saw the stars together, and it was nice. The power outage. I can't help thinking about the dark. Back in the city, there were people everywhere, but out here, it's just us. And as excited as I am, the atmosphere here is a bit unsettling. I do my best to hide my unease, which is starting to inch back in. I know that if Cole got the hint that I was uncomfortable, he'd be tearing himself apart the entire trip, trying to make sure I was happy. He's been talking about going camping since we met, and I really want this to go well for him. His dad used to take him every year, but it's been a while since that was possible. He really deserves a win right now. Issa and Cole had continued to chat while I studied the landscape, but I haven't been able to track their conversation. The scratching of branches on the hull of the van is almost deafening. I can tell that it's not nearly as loud as it feels, but it's bad enough that I lose my appetite just as I finish my fries. I can eat the chicken patty later. Hurry up. Going to stop soon? We're about 15 minutes away. Do you need to go to the bathroom? We can stop. I can feel the car slow down before I'm able to reply. No, I'm fine. Just curious. You sure? I mean, seriously, it's not a... Cole. There's a certain frustration in Issa's tone that catches me off guard. All right, just checking. Cole accelerates again, causing the scraping to resume. I almost regret telling him to keep driving, but as long as I distract myself, it's not unbearable. I turn myself around on all fours and reach into the mess of bags, boxes, and almost loose items being held in place by sporadically placed bungee cords. I should have headphones somewhere back here. I pull a beat-up cardboard box out from under one of the bands and hold it aside while I dig deeper. If I remember correctly, my box should be... As I'm on my knees facing the back, maw deep in luggage, balancing the box in my paw like a waiter, the car suddenly lurches upwards. I instinctively sink the claws of my free hand into the polyester car seat. Morning, Tanner. Sorry about being about 30 minutes late into streaming. We are only going to do 2 hours of this, just so we can have that 30-minute break to eat something before we head on to distant travels. You just woke up too? Well, good morning to you too. We're playing with both eyes closed, a psychological horror that I thought I didn't notice that was a psychological horror, but now we're in a psychological horror, and so far I like the backgrounds. It's so cute. The line work is pretty well done. My head slams into the roof of the car. I imagine the subdued thud of my skull hitting the ceiling, but it's overwhelmed by the tremors of the vehicle. I exclaim before the pain even sets in. I can tell it's coming. The force of gravity tears my claw along Carl. The force of gravity tears my claws along Cole's car seat. Only my middle finger catches, so it could be worse. But I'm definitely going to feel bad about that for a while. Finally, the box I was holding flies forward and falls behind the furthest stack of luggage. I can hear the rattle of plastic and glass against each other. I really hope I didn't break anything. As I look out the back, I can just barely make out something dark and spindly on the dirt road. Sorry, I think I hit a root. Definitely a root. You alright? You sound like you hit yourself pretty hard. Yeah, I'm okay. I say that as a dull throbbing pulsates through my head. This is going to bother me all day, isn't it? I can see Issa struggling to hold back her cackle. I mean, seriously, I can see it. She's writhing in place, like the laugh is only happening on her insides. It was the sound, wasn't it? Half of the reason I asked is because I'm worried she's going to burst a blood vessel trying to contain herself. Fuck it! Yes, it was the sound! She was barely able to get the words out before she starts her familiar half laugh, half cry. I snicker at myself even though I don't think it's that funny. Actually, it's really starting to hurt now. I can tell I'm going to get a dreadful headache later. Even Cole is smiling a bit. Dude, you sounded hollow. She's catching her breath between words, still crowing while she talks. Honestly, I didn't even hear it. I was too worried about not dropping shit. I completely threw one of the boxes in the back, by the way. It's fine. Just pick it up later. I didn't realize, but the sound of branches grating against the roof had stopped while Issa was laughing. Don't worry about it. Which box was it? I turned around to check, and it quickly becomes clear that I can't get to where the box fell without rearranging the entire pile. Whichever was on top of my stuff, it was right next to Issa's camera. I tried fishing my hand around the bag to see if I can catch an open flap or something, but I'm totally fruitless. It's way further than I can get to. Oh, that's all the plastic. Should be fine. I turn to face forward again and catch sparkling outside the windows as I'm moving. Between the trunks of fast-moving trees, my eyes fall upon skipping diamond reflections of sunlight on a stream cascading through the woods. The water burbles brightly compared to the apathy of the surrounding trees. Oh my goodness. Excuse me. Whew. Whoa, look at the river. My face is awkwardly pressed against the glass for a better view. We start turning around another corner, but the river chases the bend of the road for a little longer. Issa unbuckles her seatbelt and climbs halfway into the back with me. We're both staring out the window in awe. I know. It's beautiful, right? I can hear the smile in his voice. Ooh, I need a picture of this. Issa's practically crawling over me, twisting while trying to get her camera. I scoot out of her way while she fumbles into place. Oh, that's cute. Hold up. I want to show off the model. Okay, I love the camera. I love the fact that the tail's moving. This just shows her personality completely, and I love it. From the stance to what she's wearing. The camera's is a pastel pink box with rounded edges. It's one of the more modern Polaroid cameras. An expensive one at that. I'd love a Polaroid at some point. Come on. Autosave. She's trying to keep herself in place. Her elbows are planted firmly into the seat while she brings the box to her eyes. You have one of those? Oh. Like, ever since high school, I always wanted a Polaroid camera just because I was that... Okay, not gonna lie. I was that geeky enough that I kind of wanted to do like a Polaroid photo wall with like the string lights and everything. Because I thought it would be like a nice dim light and it would be cute. And I loved photography. I love taking photos so much. Yours is light blue though? Oh, that's cool. One day I'll get one. Maybe I'll get one and start posting like pictures. That's why you got your... Oh, lucky. She's straining to keep herself in place. Her elbows are planted firmly into the seat while she brings the box to her eye. The river is barely in sight by the time she steadies it enough to take the picture. The camera makes a distinct clicking sound I love so much. Aw, I think I just missed it. The camera pushes out a black square of paper rimmed in white with a shiny plastic covering. As soon as she removes it from the dispenser, Issa starts violently flapping it in the air. You'll have another chance to get a picture on the way back. I mean, we'll probably end up seeing it on the hike or something too. With that, she seemed content and moves back into her seat. She shurikens the photo onto the car's dashboard. We keep driving in silence for a few more minutes. I mostly just soak up the environment around me. I might be gay, but she looks fine. Damn. Honestly, like, she looks good. She looks good. I think I could happily say that, like, I am a homosexual, but I'm bi-romantic. I don't mind being romantic to both. I'm just I don't think I'm bisexual. I just like flirting. There's things I still have to search even at this age. There's like, no matter what, like you're always finding new things about yourself. Yee. You're pan? Oh my goodness. Nope, I was about to say like you're attracted to pans? That's cool. No, that's corny. Our stop is just up here. I'm a pot. I see myself more of as a wok at best. Maybe a small like omelet pan. I can see a small opening just off the road. It really is just some random clearing. Wait, that's it? Yep. Like I said, not an official camping ground. Cole slows down as we just pass the opening. We aren't going to, like, get in trouble for being here, right? We start reversing. Cole's cutting it really close to some of the trees next to us. It's making me a little nervous, but I trust he knows what he's doing. Barely anyone comes down this road. We'll be lucky to see another car at all. Oh my god, he's so cute and chunky! Oh! Okay. Gray sweatpants. My eyes immediately drifted down, and I already see it. Oh my god, cute, big bear. Look at all the fluff piling in the shirt. I love it. My god. He turns halfway around while reversing the car and looks right past me. I can feel my ears becoming hot while I shrink into my seat. I'm sure he notices because he cracks a subtle. Oh fuck. We're just gonna. Oh my god. He cracks a subtle smile. Ugh, finally. The car slows to a stop, and Issa is out the door before I even have a chance to move. That's not subtle. It's not subtle. I'm gushing. Yeah. Oh, this is kind of messy though, because Cole used to date Issa, and we know we're all friends, and Max has a crush on Cole. Oh no, this is gonna get messy, isn't it? I hope it doesn't get messy. I really hope this is not messy. I'll slide myself along the seats and towards the right door, and I can hear my voice clearing up and is no longer sleepy owl voice. I should get some water in a bit. With some effort, it slides open and I hop down. Ooh. Okay, okay, the background looks nice. The transition from like this flat coloring shading to watercolors. This looks like it's like watercolored and then blurred. The BG looks spooky as fuck. It is a psychological horror, so I wouldn't like put it past it. My feet reach solid ground with a dull thud. My landing cushioned by the grass and moist dirt. My first instinct is to check the back of the van to measure how close Cole was to reversing into something. The rear of the van is just inches away from a large slanted rock. The trees are no more than half a meter away from the driver's side door. I watch as Cole struggles to open the door wide enough to let himself squeeze out, eventually able to shut the door behind. Oh shit, I forgot I had laundry. Uh you know what? Let's take 5 minutes real quick. I gotta turn the washer on again because I just remembered I left it finished out I'll be back. Give me one moment. Give me like 5 minutes, guys. We're gonna stay on the screen, but like it'll be real quick. I promise. I'll be back. am back. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I also snagged two hard boiled eggs and a spam. Oh my god. Ugh. Like I can get a little something. Because this comfy owl also just woke up about 30 minutes before stream actually started. So, not 30 minutes before, during. Like it was a late night. Okay. I watch as Cole struggled to open the door wide enough to let himself squeeze out, eventually able to shut the door behind him. You might want to move the car over about a meter or so. Nah, it's fine. Just a bit tight. Meter. I'm tempted to press him to move it, but there's not any real reason to. I do roll my eyes at his meters comment, though. We're not having this discussion right now. I round back to the right side of the van. Issa is stretching next to a pile of rocks that I realize is arranged into a makeshift fire pit. It clearly hasn't been used in a while. My legs have been killing me for the past hour. I don't understand how anyone is able to tolerate driving for that long. She bends over her thigh, reaching downwards towards her ankle. What's with that chase look? Hello? Oh no. I can see her spine impression through her tank top, which is probably a little too small. She makes it work. He says nothing if not gorgeous. The bear? Damn, the bear's giving chase looks. Damn. Well, we are going to be falling for him. We're going to go his route if that's the thing. Well, it probably wouldn't be so bad if you didn't always sit with your legs folded in. Hey, I sit like that. You must be ruining your hip running. Bleh. You must be running your hip into the ground. Issa stands back up to switch to the other leg. Yeah, maybe, but it's so much more comfortable. My seat was always the... I'm eating my words. Yeah, maybe, but it's so much comfortable. My seat was all the way forward, and you know how long my legs are. She traces her hands up her leg while she stands back up. She takes almost every opportunity to do this. Okay, so I'm assuming the character is bi/pan, and this is the extreme amount of bi panic that's going to be happening in this fucking game is crazy. You have two sides of the coin: the one that's actively flirting with you, and the other one that's not so subtly flirting with you. Max has two hands. You're right. Max has two hands. I want a game with a good polyamory. I want a visual novel with a good poly ship that works well. I don't know. It'll be nice. Or at least give us the option for a poly option. But then again, these two have dated each other before, so it'll most likely be both of them dating me individually but not each other type of situation. The first few times it was endearing, then it became annoying. But now somehow it's endearing again. It was better than the plane ride here, at least. You know, you could have asked to move your seat back. It's not an issue. I was sitting behind Cole anyways. Dude, When you fell asleep, you were on my side, and by the time you were awake, I was already comfortable. Well, as comfortable as I can be in a car, anyway. I considered telling her to wake me up next time, but I decided I'd rather not give Issa permission to wake me up whenever she wants. So, the plane here was bad then? I feel like usually you'd have more to say than just that. Oh, trust me, I do. But it's really nothing. I haven't said before. Cold as hell, cramped as hell, and the dude next to me stank like hell. Like a musky kind of stink or a BO kind of stink. Like, I haven't brushed my teeth in about a week kind of stink. Ugh. Ugh. Like the guy next to us in Intro to History. I still can't get over that dude. I could see the cavities on his teeth. I do hope he's gotten help for that, though. No, not as bad as that. But I was breathing through my mouth the entire flight. Fuck. Are we taking the blue pill or the red pill? Which one, guys? We can't take both at the moment that I know of. Oh my god, this right here. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Who will be our desire? Where will our desires hold up today? Bear chase. Flip a coin. All right. I'm gonna flip a coin. Heads is Cole, tails is Issa. Ready? All right. One moment. It landed on heads. So we're going for Cole. Oh, all right. That'll be really funny. I flip a coin. It lands on its side. Fuck! What are we gonna do now? It didn't land on heads or tails. All right. Y'all ready to start setting up? Cole swings his keys around his pointy finger. I can't. I'm sorry. My eyes are so directed to that because he's wearing fucking gray sweatpants. I really can't. Guys in like, can we agree with this? Like guys in gray sweatpants, they know what they're doing. They know they're hot. No matter what size, you can see it. Right? Like, is that just a me thing? Or like, am I alone in that? Just like fucking gray. Like, I know, like, depends on how tight the sweatpants are. Yeah. Well, sometimes if they're free flowing, oh my god. But like, once the season for gray sweatpants starts, my eyes have to put blinders, or else I will be distracted enough to walk into a pole, and that happened once, and it will only happen once in my life. That's it. It's never gonna happen again. I'm not going to like friggin' look left and see gray sweatpants on a dude and just like fuck, and then walk into a pole. Never again. Never again. I'm putting blinders on myself when that happens. Cole swings his keys around his pointy finger. The number of times I've seen them go flying off into the bush, and he's still doing that. I don't think telling him to stop is going to help much anymore. I never had that, no, but I can understand the appeal. Like, come on, like, it's there. This is tight sweatpants, and we could see the outline, like, clearly. Just as long as I don't have to lift anything heavy. I second that. But I don't really mean it. Wasn't counting on it. Issa lands as we wrap around the van, and I notice her shoes sinking into the dirt. Issa's more than capable of running in heels, but that doesn't mean she won't complain about it. What's the deal with sandals with heels anyway? Isn't the whole point of sandals in the name to function in sand? Heels kind of defeat the purpose. Oh, she's wearing those type of shoes. Okay. Style points, I guess. Cole unlocks the back doors of the van and swings them open. Heels on a camping trip is a wild thing, but if you want to look cunty, you gotta look cunty. You know better the situation. Oh my god. The left door catches on the slanted rock and makes an awful scraping sound, leaving a blunt mark on the stone. As it happens, it's not the only one. The rock has clearly seen its fair share of abuse. You can look cunty in good shoes too. True, you're right. Cole, we told you that we needed to move the car just a meter. But no, you didn't want to. You said it was just be a tight fit. You're a tight fit. Cole winces, and I raise an eyebrow at him. You sure you don't want to move the van forward? He doesn't respond. Swing it open any harder, and we won't even need to match. We won't even need a match to start a fire. Issa snickers next to me. He ignores me and moves to undo the tangled web of bungee cords, holding down all our backpacks, cardboard boxes, and camouflage green bins. That's what he said. That is what this owl said. I'm surprised nothing falls out with how cluttered the inside of the van is. Most of it here is specifically for camping, but I can tell some of it's been back here for a very long time. At the very bottom lies a long, textured black box. It has what looks like heavy-duty buckles. Cole has the bungee cords undone. By the time I'm done trying to guess what's in the black box, I've decided it's a toolbox. Most of these were my dad's camping stuff, so I'm not entirely sure what's all in there. Tent's the most important thing, so I'll get started on that if you two want to get the chair set up. Whatever we don't need right away, we can leave in the van. He hands me his folding chair and passes Issa a rolled up tarp. I'm about to ask where to put them, but Issa is already walking, so naturally, I just follow her. She flicks open the tarp in a 3 broad flapping motion and lets it fall to the ground about a meter from the dilapidated... Oh my god. She flicks open the tarp in 3 broad flapping motions and lets it fall to the ground about a meter from the dilapidated fire pit. The clearing itself isn't all that big. The van takes up about a fourth of the space. The camp is encircled by pine trees, except for the small break where we drove in. I can feel them dripping humidity down on us every time there's a breeze. Some of the branches are hanging precariously low over the fire pit. It probably won't be an issue unless we're practically reckless. Okay, yeah, who am I kidding? You can put the chair next to the log over there. Issa nods to the fallen log lying perpendicular to the van. Oh, gotcha! I get closer at the log while I pull the chair out of its bag. It's definitely been used as a seat before, but in its current condition, it would probably crumble under my weight. It looks ancient. It's not a stretch to say it's been through more than the rock behind the van. I can make out what looks like a name carved into it. It's either that or crude profanity. While I unfold the chair, Issa brings a second one from Cole and pulls it out next to mine. Hey, does this look right to you? I feel like I should do his voice a little deeper, because I feel like, hey, that one was usually my yordle voice or like scratchy young voice. Hey, 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 hey. I show Issa the right leg of the chair. There's a cross section for a support that doesn't quite look detached. No, it doesn't. She looks at hers, and it's the same defect. Hey, Cole, I think these chairs are busted. Damn, really? He peeks over from whatever he's doing in the back of the van. Issa lifts the chair and waves around the broken piece. All right, we'll just leave him then. I can fix it in a bit. If you say so. I hear a bird, which prompts me to look up. I don't catch sight of it, but I do notice how dark the sky has gotten. The sun highlights the clouds with a light orange while it ducks behind the mountain. I might appreciate the sunset more if I wasn't aware that the color is the result of pollution. I look back to the van and see that Cole has rearranged some of the clutter. Among the bags he moved, I see my black backpack. It reminds me, my phone is about to die. Hey, is it alright if I plug my phone in? It's been clinging to life for the past few hours. Of course. Hold on. He does a little jog to the front of the van while I make my way over. It's kind of cute. He takes his phone off its charger and leaves it on the dash, then holds his hand out for mine. Thanks. Is yours full? No, but still got a good 20%. That's gonna bother me. At least get to 50 or 60. And it's not like we need to use it anytime soon. You not in. What do you mean? That's gonna die in the worst possible time. Oh my god. I have another charging cable in my backpack. Would that help? Nah. The cooler takes the other charging port, so we can only plug one in at up. Oh my god! Both me and Cole dart around the van, and I'm mentally preparing for a giant spider or a dead animal. Is this a hammock? Cole's chest heaves out a sigh when he sees it. She holds out a blue-orange fabric with rope mesh attached to either end. Each mesh has a metal hook connecting it to a black strap. Oh, yeah. I forgot I packed that. I'm gonna hang it up. Her tail is batting her legs with a dulled thump. It's nothing she hasn't done before, but I'm reminded how odd it is. I always thought wagging your tail was more of a dog thing, but do foxes do it too? Hey, Jem, if you're ever watching or hear this clip, do you also wag your tail back and forth like a doggo? When you're excited about something or complimented? Let me know. Could also just be an Issa thing. As she's running off with the hammock, Cole goes back to what he's doing. He moves a few more bags and bins out of the way and slides the tent bag out of the pile. Why not put it on top? Why not put it on top if it's the most important thing to set up? Well, I thought I did, but I couldn't find it. For a second, I thought we might have left it behind. Ideally, we'd have it set up by now. I was hoping to have it be done before it got dim, but damn traffic. He's trying not to get frustrated. I think about giving him some reassuring words, but he probably doesn't want to dwell on it. Even with my limited camping experience, I know that tents are a hassle, especially in the dark. I've heard low light conditions are fuzzy for most people, but I've always seen a little clearer in them. That's gonna work with us in so many ways that, oh boy, thank God we're a nocturnal animal. Uh, hmm. Not as well as most nocturnal animals, though. Definitely not as well as Issa, who was able to read her textbooks in the middle of the night. Apparently, it was a huge perk for her former roommate. Cole grabs the wrapped up tent and hauls it over his shoulder. Is she gonna be okay back over there? She's Issa. She'll manage. Can you grab the bag of tent poles and bring them to the tarp? He gestures with his free hand to a similarly styled bag at the edge of the van's trunk. Yep, got it. I slide the bag of poles out of the van and follow Cole. What's the name of the game again? With both eyes closed. Did I not put in the title? Oh, I didn't. My bad. Both eyes closed. The end. There we go. I'll put in the title. I think I could also put the link if you guys want me to. Let me see real quick. It is With Both Eyes Closed by Helix Uwu. They currently have 2 chapters up. And the last chapter was posted 16 days ago. Bot band. Let's go. Band. There we go. I posted the link over there. I slide the bag of poles out of the van and follow Cole. Issa's tying the hammock up between 2 trees at the edge of the clearing. I can faintly hear her humming something. It sounds like she's completely missing the notes as usual. Her confidence is staggering, though. I never heard someone karaoke quite as hard as her, with Liz still being so bad at it. It's sort of inspiring after she stopped. Cole slides a tent out of the bag and unfolds it over the tarp. I lay the poles out on the ground next to him. We both hear a thud in Issa's direction and look over. The hammock has fallen to the ground on one side, taking Issa with it. She fell on the fabric instead of the ground, so it's not. At least she's not wet. Whoa! Are you okay? What just happened? Yeah. The hammock just totally fell under me. I really hope I didn't get a concussion. I see her wince as she rubs the back of her head. I rub my own head, still sore from earlier. I was right about the dang headache. Everyone's gonna get up. They're gonna all hit their heads at one point. What the hell? Hey, now we match! She looks at me disapprovingly. I thought it was only fair. She bends down and picks up the metal hook from the ground. It bent into a W shape. Feels more like an L, to be honest. A little drum set goes off in my head. Dun-dun-tsh. Damn. Sorry. I forgot that happened last time I went camping. It's alright. I should have known you were the last one to use this. Issa's chest falls as she sighs. She cocks her head slightly to the left, raising her right ear to the woods. I think I could hear running water. Cole and I exchange glances. I try to listen for the wet pattering of a river, but I can't hear anything other than rustling branches and tripping bugs. The river isn't far from here. Do you two want to go take a look? Fuck yeah! Why didn't you say it sooner? Let me grab my camera. You can take your leftovers, Max. I know you didn't finish eating earlier. All right. You'll be okay setting up the tent by yourself? I'll be fine. I've set up more tents than there are miles in a kilometer. He winks at me. I open my mouth to correct him, but Issa's already on the move. There were moments of rest with her. She grabs her camera bag from her seat. He'll be all right. Look at them arms. You are correct. Oh my god. Hold up. Sorry, Comfy's been like snacking on a hard-boiled egg real quick. And like Spam. Cause I didn't eat breakfast yet. Mm. Damn. I'll take your word on how good it is, because this owl's allergic to peanuts. Mm. Yeah, it's fine. I can't have most Thai food, and I think only like a handful of Filipino dishes, but I'm fine. As long as I don't eat it, and I have my trusty EpiPens with me. Good hard-boiled egg and Spam. Can never go wrong with that. I love Spam. You know what I need? I need Quippy Mayo. So I put Quippy Mayo, Spam, and maybe some seaweed and white rice. That'll be good together. She grabs her camera and bag from her seat, and I grab the rolled up paper bag with my leftover chicken patty. What direction is it? That away. Cole points a little past where Issa had set up the now collapsed hammock. Is it alright to leave it there? I guess we can put it away later. Whoa. This is so pretty. Wait, hold up. The backgrounds here are stunning. My god. I can also see like the block texture that they did to like make it a little bit more visual novel like. So like what it looks like is that they use watercolor brushes on their program to do the grass and trees, and then they pixelated it over. It's so pretty. I like also the light shining on this one patch of detailed flowers. So pretty. Nature is both pretty and scary. You'll never catch me in the middle of the woods ever again. Oh my god. You'll never catch me walking alone to places anymore. Like, after I got locked in a cemetery once in high school. That was it. I'm not doing that anyway. What is that? Do you guys see that in the center? Like, it's a blue, what is that? The sound of coal snapping 10 poles together mixes with the crunching of leaves and crackling of branches beneath our feet. Also, I feel like I should, wait, hold up. We're gonna raise the volume just a bit more, because it sounds so pretty. Like, we're not going to, what's it called? We're not gonna max it out, but like, that's fine. The sound of coal snapping 10 poles together mixes with the crunching of leaves and crackling of branches beneath our feet. There's not really a trail to get there, so it's an awkward trek through the bush. The brush. Issa somehow manages to find a path that's relatively free of obstacles. So I just follow her lead. She always seems to get where she wants to, regardless of the direction she's walking. It's a bit strange, honestly, but I guess with enough indication, you can make any location the desired location. Her tail is still swishing behind her. It really is sort of odd. Again, seems like more of a dog thing, but it could be all canines? Although I don't think I've ever seen any fox other than Issa wag their tail. Certainly not Claire. And I can't even remember Evan doing it either, despite his annoyingly upbeat attitude. Not that I'm one to judge. I get weird looks consistently when I wag my tail, especially recently. Though, I don't blame them. It's not easy to tell I'm part dog just based on a glance. Hey, Issa? What's up, Max? Why do you wag your tail like that? It just feels right, you know? Huh. I guess so. I don't really think about it except when other people mention it. I don't think about it either. It's just a habit. Why do you ask? I just haven't seen any other foxes do it. It always kind of stuck out to me. I thought it might be rude to ask. She stops and pivots to me. People ask me all the time. Even my parents did. Well, do. Not as many Canadians, though. Oh my god, Locke, we're in it's Canada. We're in Canada. Look, I gotta send it to the boyfriend. We're in Canada. Hold up. Oh, okay, back up. I think our cultures is more rooted in politeness. It's always been told not to bring up stuff like that. So, you haven't always done it? We love our hubbies from Canada. I don't think so. I don't remember when exactly I started doing it, but I think I remember some of my friends did it, and I thought it was cute. Issa doesn't have a lot of friends who are other canines, especially dogs. That's another thing I haven't really thought about, but now the attention is being brought to it. Did Stella wag her tail a lot when you were younger? Her demeanor changes instantly. I only met Stella one time, and she never wagged her tail even once. It was so prominent that it was off-putting. If I were her, I'd be worried about straining something. Yeah, she did. Something's bothering her. And I'd like to know what, but I feel like it would be rude to inquire any further. At least for right now. Our ears perk in unison as the sound of running water. It's louder now that we're closer and we stop making so much noise. Issa's mouth curls into a wicked grin. Issa, don't you dare. You're asthmatic and I know you don't have your inhaler. And she's off. God fucking damn it. Hey, hold on. Oh, that's so cute. What the hell? There's a running at. Oh my god, we look so cute. Are we a little rackling? Aw. Or are we a tanuki? He did say part dog. I'm unable to keep up with the fox as she bounds down the pathway. My sloppy jog is far slower than her, but The orange blur never leaves my sight. I think she's actually holding herself back. This is so cute. Wait, this entire thing is just so cute. I'm finding more and more visual novels using different styles than the normal, and it's just interesting. It's fun. Oh my god, look at him run, guys. He's so cute. He just jogging. He just jogging. Also, if you guys would like, I'm gonna post the YouTube stream link as well. If you guys would like to like on and comment on there. It will really help the YouTube page so much. I think she's actually holding herself back. I've seen Nisa run far faster than this in the past, though usually not when she's making me chase her. Come on, you could go faster than that. I've seen it. She bounces around to face me. Her face covered in a giant smile. God, the way she runs seems effortless. Even when she's twisted around to face me, she's able to glide right along the path ahead of me. I'm rusty! She's like a freaking bouncing ball. How the hell is she able to move like that? It's like she already knows where every root is and uses them as steps to bounce off of. The growing sound of rushing water begins to flood my ears. Issa must notice it as well and takes off into the brush. I'm worried she's going to jump right off a root and into the river. Who knows how much of a buffer there is between the trees and the water. Ooh. Ah, it's so pretty. When I finally emerge from the tree line, Issa's ankles sink, already submerged in rushing water. Her shoes are perched on a rock next to the riverbank, a few steps from the tree line. I'm panting heavily. But Issa is totally unfazed. Next time you do that, I'm not following you. The rush of blood to my head from running causes my headache to swell. I really should have taken some ibuprofen when I had a chance. The river is wider than I expected, but very shallow. There's about 2 meters of riverbank leading up to the water. The river has a slight curve to it, extending far out of view. Its surface reflects the faint orangey turquoise of the evening sky. It's even prettier than before. And it can't escape me this time. Issa holds camera up to her right eye and begins panning around, her feet firmly anchored against the flow of the water. I try to force my breathing to steady in an attempt to hide my fatigue. I went to kneel over, but Issa would probably enjoy seeing that. I don't want to give her the satisfaction. After my breathing steadies a little, I walk down and sit next to her shoes on the rock. I grab my chicken patty out of my bag and take a big bite. I made a habit of washing my food when other people are around, but there's no reason to it if it's just Issa here. I only started because of the reactions other people gave me when I didn't. Although my classmates never failed to comment on how much of a neat freak I was. Damned if I do, damned if I don't, I guess. Issa never mentioned it though. She doesn't really care about species habits or instincts. It's one of the things I like about her. Though, it has certainly gotten her into a few fights. Cole worries that not being able to wash my food bothers me, even though I tell him it's fine every single time it comes up. It's just better to wash it than to make Cole feel like he has to dote on me just because my food isn't damp. But just think about all the shit that's in the water. Like literal fish shit. Ugh. I turn my gaze towards Issa. She hasn't taken a photo yet. Can't find an angle you like? Huh? Oh, the way the river curves is unsatisfyingly asymmetrical. I'd really like to find something that fits into thirds, but she slowly pans around, eventually facing me with the camera. I'm holding the patty next to my mouth, trying to chew with my mouth closed. I see her crack a smile shortly before snapping a picture. The camera dispenses a shiny black square framed in white, just like in the car. She takes it out, gives it a few waves before tucking it into her bag. I take another big bite of the patty as she steps out of the river and comes up to me. You're pretty cute, you know? Path of least resistance. I place a hand along my cheek to frame my face. I know. I imagine my eyes sparkling like a cartoon character while I stick my tongue out just a bit. And I fit into thirds, apparently. Fuck. There was a fly got in my room. Ugh. Oh my god, hold up. Oh my god, this chair's so squeak. Ugh. And I fit into thirds, apparently. Main character is so confident. I love it. I love the confidence. Oh, there's my hair back. She laughs and adjusts her bag and camera strap behind her before sitting down next to me. Doesn't letting the picture go out in the sun ruin it? I thought you had to keep them in the dark to process or something. Not these necessarily. Only when dealing with film cameras that you have to do that. I love taking film pictures. That was like a high school thing, but like, it was fun. Well, technically, yeah, that was just a high school thing. Nah. Those are older Polaroid cameras. The new ones will show up just fine regardless of the light they're in. It's really convenient, actually. My photography professor makes us use classic Polaroid cameras. And getting the photos to show up can be such a pain. That's a lie? Is it? Do newer Polaroid cameras not do that? Oh. I didn't know that. You still need a good light? Damn. She holds out her fist towards me. I look at her funny for a second, then reluctantly positions my free paw under it. She releases her fist to drop 2 small pills into my palm. Tylenol for the headache, as payment for the picture. A sigh of relief. I don't know how she knew, but she did. Does she just have loose Tylenol loose in her pocket? Might depend on how expensive yours is, though. One of the things where most expensive is mostly better. True. True for cameras at some points. Thanks, Issa. No problem. So, how's school been for you? God, I haven't even been thinking about that. Well, it's library arts. It's library arts. Lots of reading and cataloging. Things seem worse and worse, though. Actual libraries aren't really getting funded anymore, especially with the ebook bullshit. Teaching's probably not much better. Oof. Yeah, I've heard. My roommate is majoring in education. I think she might drop out. And that's Canadian education. As far as I know, it's not much better than here. Yeah, how about you? Dermatology going well? I mean, it's like a fuck ton of work. I'm up all night studying 1 or 2 days a week. You'd be doing that anyways at a rave. Weed. Raves were fun. Not many options for that in Montana. I was about to say that. I've got plenty of experience pulling all-nighters. I like my photography class a lot. I think a lot of my projects are basically pointless, but they give me an excuse to go wherever I want to take pictures. Such as... Issa chews the side of her cheek and looks up at the sky. She rolls her head down, probably stretching her neck. I took pictures at the dentist. Wow. Okay, that is pretty mundane. The water really is beautiful. The green and grays of the floor really shine through. I lean forward and stick stick a hand in, taking the time to appreciate just how clear it is. It's also absolutely chilling.
I can't believe you can tolerate this water. It's freezing.
Really? Find it kind of refreshing. I take a last bite of the patty and lean forward to rinse my hands in the river. Issa is holding a mischievous grin, her eyes pointed suspiciously far away from me.
Don't even think about it. If you try to push me in, Cole will murder you.
I settle back down to her, next to her, while she plays with a branch, swirling it in the water. Do you think Cole really forgot the hammock was broken? The question doesn't really surprise me. Cole typically takes good care of his stuff, so it's unusual for anything to stay broken for long. But if all this stuff was his dad's, then it's reasonable that he forget about it. Well, I'm not so sure about that, actually.
Why don't you ask him?
She tosses the branch into the water and leans back with a deep sigh, propping herself up on her arms. Honestly, I don't really want to know.
Really? That seems unlike you.
I don't want to cause any problems. You two were nice enough to bring me along, after all.
Just how hard did you hit your head?
No, seriously though.
Well, Cole was the one to suggest bringing you. Caught me off guard for once, so I think you may be overthinking things a little.
Ooh, don't tell people that.
What happened to your original plans anyway?
It's complicated. She doesn't offer any more than that, and we sit in silence, listening to the river. Quiet is nice. I don't get out like this often. I get the feeling I should change the subject.
So, met anyone new?
Her eyes roll, but she can't hold back a smile from spreading across her face. Come on, Max. You know how I am.
Yeah, and I see the smile you're trying to hide, too. So just tell me.
I flop from my sitting position onto my stomach, facing towards her while she shifts in place. Oh, she's happy. Look, you can see her tail wagging. Fine. There was this guy in one of my biology classes who was nice. We've been texting for a few weeks, but I don't think he's going to make a move.
All right, that's a start. Keep going.
She sighs and scoots around to face me. Her tail is gently pattering the ground behind her. She'll never admit it, but I know she enjoys gushing about her crushes when she gets a chance. Well, he's a reindeer. A little shorter than me, but that's not considering his antlers. Being shorter than Issa isn't saying much. She's staggeringly tall, especially with the extra few inches she gains from the heels she never takes off. Girl's still wearing heels. He's really thin, kind of dorky. Actually, a bit like you in that way. Every time I talk to him, he's sort of a mess. It's cute. I'm putting together a picture in my head. Thin, dorky reindeer.
Mark? Mark Newfield, right?
Yeah. You know him?
A little. He was on my floor when I was a freshman, just a few doors down from me. We were both in the Adventuring Guild. He always played marshals, which was not exactly helpful, especially in the Curse of Claude.
Curse of Claude?
He died twice in like the half of the campaign I played.
You only played half?
Yeah, I transferred here before I could finish it. I really want to get back into it, but there's no club for it in MSU. Cole will probably play it with me. I think he liked playing as a cleric since it would fit his personality. He definitely knows enough people who'd want to do a campaign, but I don't know anyone who's experienced enough to DM.
I'm totally rambling. Issa doesn't seem to mind though, or at least she's putting up a good facade. Every time I'd ask her if she wanted to join a session, she'd call me a nerd. I like this change of heart though. What would I play? Which is the cuntiest class? Bard of Glamour
Domain, but I don't think that's the role that's fit you best. I think you probably like playing as a fighter or a barbarian, even if martials are a hindrance.
Oh, this man is only a spellcaster. He never tried any of the other roles. Oh my god. gotta stretch. Ugh.
They're all about being in the front, hitting things really hard. You sort of just walk over everything and roll big numbers if you play them right. Like, barbarians have this mechanic where they're able to roll for an extra attack while they're raging, which they can only do a few times a day. They're actually on the better side of the martials, in my own opinion, but especially since they can't get access to magical they can get access to magical weapons, which makes them better against resistant enemies. You just need oh my god, we're boring her. You just need like to pair them with the right support. A good cleric or even an artificer can really enable them to be.
I totally lost her. Spellcaster boy is gonna die first with that mentality. You're right. Need a well-balanced team. Every class helps. She at least looks like she's trying to pay attention, which is more effort than I can give her when she's talking about something I don't understand.
Back to Mark. Do you think you'll try going on a date with him?
Well, again, I don't think he's gonna make a move. I mean, I'd love to, but I don't want to force it. Head tilts into my left hand.
Since when have you been on the one to wait? Why don't you ask him about it? He'd probably say yes. I can't really imagine he turned down someone as hot as you. I could always put in a good word for you with him.
That might be a bit weird. Hey Mark, remember me? The dude who harassed you about your D&D... Ooh! No! Ah! This is the person I hate in D&D tables!
Hey Mark, remember me? The dude who harassed you about your D&D character and hasn't talked to you since? Well, my friend thinks you're hot and you should go on a date with her.
Ooh! Spellcaster boy. Spellcaster boy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Jesus. Yeah, definitely weird. I do feel bad for the way I pressured him into playing a better... No! What the hell? Okay, Max. You're being a little uptight about that. That was super mean. What the hell? Fuck this dude. We're the main character though. We can't do this. Ooh. My god, I'm crying. I'm here just to shop. It is insanely busy today. Oh, welcome. Oh wait, let me put the timers in because I don't. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't notice. Hi, Bear. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. I didn't put the timestamps up for the YouTube end. My fault. I always like to I put timestamps for both of them so I can see what time peeps have been messaging, so I don't miss a thing when they speak. Let me move this over here. I do feel bad. Oh, yeah, you do feel bad. I do feel bad for the way I pressured him into playing a better class, though. That was mean. Just doesn't feel right, I guess. I don't know. I feel like whenever I pursue someone, I end up taking on 90% of the weight in our relationship. Ooh, that hits feels sometimes. I mean, yeah, it's nice to be able to get a dick in 15 minutes, but it's kind of impossible to create an actual relationship. Yeah, I mean, it's fun to get like a dick in like 15 minutes on call whenever you want, but like, it's kind of impossible to make a relationship out of it. Girl, you're right. But like, damn, the way you worded it. I'm just sick of all my relationships feeling like they're 90% me. Boys never put it in an effort. If someone makes the first move, it at least tells me they're motivated.
You made the first move on Cole, and that lasted a few months, didn't it?
Ooh. Issa's paws reaches up to her neck while her claws starts combing through her fur, almost like she's trying to pick something out of it. That was more casual though, not really a serious relationship. Hasn't Cole told you that? He has, though he didn't really need to. I can't imagine Issa would randomly set me up with an ex she had a serious connection with.
Yeah, I know. Not exactly just a random hookup either, though.
Issa hunches, her head now resting on her hand while she looks further down the river. The silence is back, but this time I don't want to break it. It's no longer as pleasant as it is tense. It's getting dark pretty fast. We should head back.
All right.
After brushing ourselves off, Issa puts her shoes back on. I grab my empty paper bag and we head back the way we came. Ooh. I like the subtle move on this. Hey, welcome back. How was the river? Cole finishes with the tent and has the cooler out now. He's hooking it up to the car with an extension cable.
Very cold. Issa found it refreshing, though. She jumped right in.
The thought of dipping my feet in the freezing water sends a shiver from my toes up to my spine. Glad to hear it. You can throw your paper bag in the plastic garbage bag in the car.
All right.
Issa passes the broken chairs with a glint of longing in her eyes before settling to rest her back against the side of the van. Her seemingly endless energy never ceases to amaze me, but I'm guessing she's a little more tired than she's letting on. I meet up with Cole to see what he's up to in the back of the van. Everything's completely shifted around.
Whoa! How much did you get done while we were gone?
Might look like a lot, but really, I just had to move everything out of the way to get the cooler out.
Oh!
We've really got to get a fire going before it gets any darker, but the fire pit is in dire need of an upgrade. And I'm worried about this tree. It's a bit too close to comfort. Cole gestures to the same tree I noticed when we got here.
Yeah, I thought the same thing earlier.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cut some of the branches back. Can you gather some rocks for the fire pit while I do so?
Yeah, of course.
Thanks. And Issa?
I'll go get some firewood.
Sounds good. There are rocks all over the camp, and I'm not too sure where to begin. Issa must notice my hesitation because she taps my shoulder as she walks past me on her way to the woods. There are some good ones by the hammock.
No way, really?
She winks at me before disappearing into the brush.
Where?
Hi, Arden. How are you? Good morning. The where's a redeem? A 1-point redeem, remember? Well, not a 1 point. I don't think it's a 1 point anymore.
Where?
I shuffle over to the hammock while Cole is delimbing the poor tree with his knife. Issa wasn't lying about the rocks. There are a bunch of good-sized ones that'll work great for the fire pit. I find it hard to believe that they're all sitting here by accident. They were most likely brought here on purpose, probably from the river. Morning, wishing you a good time. Just popped in like I always do to contemplate crimes. Well, I always do appreciate your crimes, so contemplate away. They're all extraordinarily smooth. Not such. So the sound effect is not going through, but we were just gifted 5 5 gifted subs. Oh my god, we're getting close. We're getting close. We're getting relatively close. Crimes contemplated. Thank you, Arden. Hold up. Let me just quickly swap this real quick. We are now up to 15 subs. 315 subs out of 350. We are, I believe, 35 away now. No, lower. It's a lot lower. Is it? No, 35 away. Yeah, 35 away now from our main sub goal. Also, did it up the timer? Yeah, it did. All right. It did up the timer. Got it. That's good. That's good. That's good. Oh my god. Arden, thank you so much. The crimes. The nice crimes. My goodness. There's a thin black crust on this one. It's barely clinging to the rock. Most of it falls right off. Must be some kind of mold or fungus. Oh my god, is that blood? Oh, alright, Kato. Have a wonderful dinner. You've been up for fun. Ooh. Okay, now I see the fly. You fucker. All right. Shit. Shit. Okay. I see the fly. It's ambling over. It came from outside. And it's on my bed. Get off my bed. Disgusting. Ugh. I'm sorry, guys. I'm being very much distracted by a fly. It's gonna bother me. No, it's here. I saw it. I saw it land. I don't know where it landed. Ugh. If I just put tape up and just let it get clean up there. Ugh. Hate this. Oh my god. Is that blood? It's too old to be Issa's for sure. Could have been here for less than a week. Some dying animal must have bled all over it. Poor thing. That's just the nature of well, nature. Should have run faster. No reason to dwell on it now. I gather as many rocks as I can and carry them in my sweater, which I'm pulling up towards my chest, fashioning it into a pouch. I return to the fire pit as Cole is cutting back the last few branches and tossing them aside. I can see his broad shoulders shifting beneath his shirt with every swing. I crouch down and let the rocks tumble onto the ground, trying my best to keep them at least a little organized. Are you going to use those branches for firewood? Nah, they're not dry enough. Any luck with the rocks? Yeah, I think I got some good ones. Do you think we'll need more than this? He looks up at the pile thoughtfully. Yeah, probably. Probably just a few more will do it. The bigger and the more rectangular shape, the better. All right. The hunt continues. There are more by the hammock, but I figured it'd be more fun to find rocks elsewhere and see more of the camp, however small it may be. Is that your favorite word? Huh? All right. You just seem to say it a lot. Takes a moment for me to wrap my head around what he's asking. Yeah, I guess I do. Why? I don't know. Just thought it was funny. I think you do it too. Though, maybe it's rubbing off on you? Yeah, I guess I do. I pick a few more rocks that I think will work well and bring them back to Cole. He's already began rearranging the stones to fix the fire pit. Hey, Cole? Yeah? Did you really forget that the hammock was broken? Cole looks surprised by the question. Well, the last time I was camping was a few years ago. My dad and I were a bit rough with it. I've been meaning to fix it for a while now, but I just never got a chance. I suppose it slipped my mind after hearing Issa yell. Yeah, I suppose she did kind of run off with it. But are you sure you're okay with Issa being here? I mean, you just seem a little tense. Of course I'm okay with Issa being here. What makes you think I'm not? I was the one who invited her. Why would I do that if I didn't want her here? I don't know. It's just that before, you were excited to go on this trip with just the two of us. Yeah, but you couldn't exactly leave her behind. I think it was the right decision to bring her along. That makes me smile. Me too. The sky quickly burned through its previous pastel orange, now a muddy mix of pale grays and browns. As we finish stacking the extra rocks, Issa returns and drops a bundle of sticks next to us, tied together with plucked grass stalks. Order up. Thanks. Most of the twigs are very small, only a few are bigger than my hand. I pick through some of them, and to my surprise, they're all incredibly dry. I don't know how Issa managed this, considering everything in this forest is at least a little damp. I'll fix the chairs after I've got the fire going, so just find something to sit on for the time being. I crouch next to Issa, who's leaning against the van, while Cole grabs some sheets of newspaper from the back of the van. Cole crumples the newspaper and places the balled up sheets in the center of the new fire pit. He balances some larger branches around them and picks out a few of Issa's sticks. I sit down and regret immediately. The wetness of the ground seeps into my pants in just a few seconds. I can't believe that slipped my mind.
Ugh, my pants.
I stand up and try to turn around enough to get a look at my backside. My jeans are black, but I can see a dark spot along my ass and the backs of my thighs. My underwear is sticking against my butt.
Okay, yeah, we definitely need chairs.
I'll get to that after the fire's going. I think that one just needs some bolts tightened.
You probably could have checked them before we left. We should have.
I would have, but you have to pick Issa up. Don't worry about it. It's not hard. It's not a hard fix. It's not hard to fix. Cole continues to pick through the branches, mostly pulling off pine needles from the freshly removed twig. This is some pretty good kindling. Lighter, Issa? She winks at him and starts digging around in her bag. She grabs something small and metallic and tosses it to Cole. You can always count on Issa for having a lighter. Cole, ooh. That was a quick change of emotions. Cole lights the newspaper at the top and starts carefully stacking on the smallest twigs. He bends down low and takes a deep breath, blowing steadily on the baby flame. It pulses with a warm glow each time. He continues the process, gradually adding more branches to the growing flame. Soon enough, it's sustaining itself. It's gotten much darker now, and the flame casts shadows that sway in the grass. Cole sits against the perpendicular to the van. Cole sits perpendicular to the van, which Issa and I are also leaning against. It makes a soft creaking noise that breaks the silence of the woods. Aww. Honestly, I would sit the same way. I would just be sitting on the floor like that. This is so cute. Damn, those freaking gray sweatpants. Gesundheit. Are you cold? I have a sweater if you want, and it might be kind of big on you.
No, I'm fine. Probably just allergies.
All right. I wouldn't imagine you want it either, Issa. I'd ask if I need something. Actually, the fire is really nice. Good work on that. With a proud grin on his face, Cole gets up and adds a few more branches to the fire. Thank you. We might need a bit more wood depending on how long we want to keep it burning. If it comes down to it, we can just toss the hammock on as fuel. Cole raises an eyebrow, and I hold in a snort.
You want revenge on the hammock?
Obviously. It was an assassination attempt. Probably for all the other hammocks my claws have put holes in. Not a terrible idea, but I should have some spare clips buried somewhere in the van. I could look for them tomorrow.
I'm gonna grab my phone from the charger real quick.
All right, I'll get those chairs fixed then. I open the passenger side of the van and grab my now fully charged phone. Cole's is still on the dash, now dead.
Could you plug in mine for me? It's just about empty. Oh, well, I was gonna plug his in since he's been waiting for a bit.
Cole won't mind. Not like he really uses it for anything.
Just plug mine in.
She's not wrong. I push the port into Issa's phone, which I slide next to Cole on the dashboard. Cole is fumbling with the screws on the legs of the chair, trying to fix the joint. I can just see through a gap in the now considerably thinner menagerie of boxes.
Hey, I can see you.
He turns to his right, then left. He leans even more to the right, trying to peek further around the van.
Up here.
I push my head just a bit farther through the boxes. Cole's looking right at me now, but he still has a bit of that confused expression when he was looking around.
Oh!
I was wondering where you were.
You should stop trying to fix a chair.
His shoulders slump and his smile drops.
I know you can't see well right now. Let's just do it together tomorrow. It's not like we're going to be able to... It's not like we're going to be out for too much longer.
But you're going to get wet if you're...
I'm already wet. I already sat down. Come on. Let's just do it later.
Whatever drive I had earlier to fix the chair is gone. This is going to take way too long, and I really don't have the patience to wait. You sure? I'm pretty sure I've just about got this together. And I'm pretty sure he's lying.
I do really appreciate the effort, but right now, I just want to stop and talk. Do campfire stuff, you know?
All right. I can be happy with that. I'll do this tomorrow morning. Issa already set herself up on the log in front of the campfire. She's roasting a hot dog. Let's have found our way into the cooler. I grab a skewer and a hot dog and sit down next to her. Honestly, it's a bit surprising that the log is holding up. It crackles under me and breaks on the inside, but it stays in one piece. Beats the ground.
How long are we meant to cook these for?
Until the outside is black and crunchy. Hers is already well on its way there. A thin shell of burnt meat has formed around the outside of the hot dog, which glimmers in the fire. I hold mine over the fire for about a minute. The outside is still taut and hasn't started burning, but I'd estimate the inside is nice and warm. After leaving the chairs in the back of the van, Cole grabs himself a skewer and 3 hot dogs. He lines all 3 up on a spike. He crouches down across from me and Issa. Hold on, actually. Could you hold this for me? He walks to Issa and holds out the handle of the skewers. She takes it without responding, her mouth full. Just hold it over the fire for a second. He trails off to the van, digging around the back, and then into the cooler. He has a plate and a bottle of water. Issa gives me a look. I just shrug at her. Sorry. I should have told you where this was. It slipped my mind. He hands it to me, and I lay it on my lap. Cole watches expectantly.
Yeah, thanks.
I drizzle the water onto my dish. My face stares back at me once the water stills. I half-heartedly rinse my food there. I cautiously take a bite, and I just ate it, so I'm not exactly ravenous. It's hot, but not painful. I'm not crazy about hot dogs, and unsurprisingly, I'm not a huge fan of this one either. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't dislike it, but it's not exactly my first choice either. I think I'll try my hand at foraging tomorrow. Cole takes the skewer back from Issa and removes it from the fire. He lets them cook for about 2 minutes or so. The outside is starting to wrinkle, but it's not nearly as charred as Issa's. He picks each off with his bare paws. His paw pads must be thick enough that they don't get burned. Though, I do wince a bit as he first grabs them. He eats each in 2 bites, not wasting a moment to talk.
You got any campfire games you want to play?
Truth or dare? Of course.
Truth.
I love truth or dare with Issa, mostly because she'll do pretty much anything and has particularly cruel dares. I definitely don't want to tempt my luck by taking on her dares. Not right now, at least. Okay, so what's the weirdest thing you'd like eating that isn't food?
Paper. Old textbook paper tastes the best, though. It's like kind of salty.
Ew, dude, no, that's gross. There's some sort of sick pride in that habit. I should be embarrassed, but I actually feel kind of proud, especially since I'm grossing out Cole. Not gonna lie, I did the same thing in like high school and college when I'm just absent-mindedly ripping paper. I sometimes put a little bit in my mouth. And that takes quite a lot of effort. I've seen him pull out clumps of wet shower fur with his bare paws.
Okay, cool. Truth or dare?
Let's do a dare.
Eat one of the hot dogs raw.
I nod towards the pack of hot dogs laying on the van's hood. Issa's staring right at me, her eyes wide. Cole also looks shocked. I don't think either of them expected something quite so volatile. You sure you want me to do that?
Yep, you have to do it. That's how the game works.
Cole hesitates, then his demeanor shifts suddenly, as if he's gotten a rush of confidence. He slides one of the cold hot dogs out of the packaging. A film of slime tethers itself between the plastic and the meat. Maybe I shouldn't have asked him to eat that. Cole raises the hot dog above his head, dangling it. I can see moisture drip off it and onto his lip. It turns my stomach. He opens his maw wide, almost theatrically so. He winks at me. At least I think it was a wink. I can't tell because I can only see one of his eyes, and he drops the hot dog onto his mouth. He doesn't chew.
Did you just swallow the entire thing whole?
Yep, gone. He opens his mouth at Issa. I lean over to see too. He lifts his tongue to either side of his mouth, and yeah, it looks like he just downed the whole thing in one go.
That's disgusting.
Actually, it's impressive. Issa laughs so hard she flies backwards, only barely able to grab her arm to prevent her from falling off the log.
Whoa! You don't want to get wet like I did.
Her arms are flailing while she laughs hysterically, almost like she needs to fight how humorous it is. I pull her back into a sitting position while she wipes tears out of the corner of her eyes. I'm starting to think I shouldn't have asked them to do that. Cole.
Cole! That is so dangerous. Don't fucking ever do that again.
I'm fine. I know what I'm doing. Don't worry about it. It's my turn. Anyways, Issa, truth or dare? She's still stuck in one of her laughing fits, but she's able to force out a few words between desperate inhales.
Yeah, do a dare.
Do a handstand until the next time Max does a truth or dare.
I don't really think that's how this...
Issa already is on her hands and now balanced upside down while she waddles to keep balance.
Pfft, easy. Cole, truth or dare?
All right, truth.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever done in public?
You already know the answer to that.
Yeah, but Max doesn't.
I'm not telling them that.
Well, that's not how the game works either. Come on, Cole, tell me.
I'm tilting my head at him and doing my cute face, which I know he likes. Well, if you insist. He throws his hand up in front of him, then crosses them over his chest. In high school, senior year, Issa gave me a hand job in the school bathroom.
I was expecting worse, honestly.
If you want worse, ask Issa the same question.
It's your turn. You could ask her.
You're right. I could. Or I could dare you to kiss me in my raw hot dog mouth.
You can't just choose to dare.
Come on, Max. You don't want to force Issa to keep doing a handstand. She's actually pretty stable the whole time. I don't think I've ever seen anyone hold a handstand for more than 10 seconds. But I have to imagine it's not easy. Don't make me keep bouncing. I think I'll fall soon. And you don't want me to get wet, do you? She playfully throws herself off balance, only to steady herself again. She's getting just as much entertainment out of this as Cole is.
Okay, fine.
I take a step over to stand in front of Cole, who currently is smirking at me. I stand up on my toes, and Cole leans down to close the gap. Just as our lips are about to meet, he opens his mouth and sloppily licks across the right side of my muzzle before I'm able to pull away.
Ew!
Issa rolls down, now bent in half, and stands back up. He doesn't seem dizzy or lightheaded at all.
Hold on, I never completed the dare. You should still be on your hands.
Puppy kisses count. She's allowed to stand. I don't think it does, but I'm in no position to argue about that. Now, we can find out what new bad life decision Issa made.
Yeah, all right, Cole.
Issa reaches into her pocket and pulls out a lighter back out, once again leaning her back against the van. From her other pocket, she picks out a single cigarette from a matted red box. Her lighter flicks open as she holds the roll to the flame. Do you really need to be doing that right now? Her expression has dropped from his goofy smile a moment ago. Dude, we're literally standing next to a fire. What difference does it make? I don't disagree. If there was ever a time to smoke, it'd be now. Although, I can feel chills go up my spine. I never really smoked, only vaped. The temptation is there, but I can handle myself. All right, my turn. How many times have you smoked since our trip started? Issa gives him a look. You're supposed to ask truth or dare first. Okay, fine. Truth or dare?
Dare.
I dare you to answer the question.
I don't think this is necessary. Do we...
Answer the question.
Once before, so twice total.
Seriously? Do you really think it's okay to be puffing smoke out in Max's face? They literally just quit vaping. Are you trying to make them relapse? Issa's eyes dart to meet mine. She wants me to defend her. Why is this the first decision? I feel like it's rude, but like, that's, why is this the first decision? Ah! Uh, oh my god, why is this the first decision? Personally, I also have asthma. I don't know why she's smoking with asthma, but like, I'd probably say,
Cole's right. You're being inconsiderate.
not towards me, but it's a bad idea to start the conversation right now. I was considerate enough to not smoke where you could see earlier. You still need to stop doing that. Can you please just try to last 2 days without a smoke? Might actually do you some good. Cole doesn't really understand what he's asking here. If anyone could, it should be him.
That's not what I was saying. Just don't do it where I can see it. I don't think anyone wants to see you going through withdrawals right now.
This is more on Cole's behalf than on mine. He won't admit it, but he takes more issue with Issa smoking than I do. Frankly, I don't really care if I can see it or not, but he does. It seemed like a good time to cool off.
Sorry, I think it's time to go to sleep.
It's a complete lie, and I'm feeling more awake right now than I had the entire day. It's likely due in part to the adrenaline from our bickering. I expected this a little bit, but so far it seems a bit much. Yeah, it's late. We should probably put the fire out and head to bed.
Fine.
Issa throws her half-finished cigarette to the ground and presses it under her shoe. When she steps away, all that's left is scattered tobacco and crumpled paper.
Better pick that up.
Issa's already in the van, slamming the door hard enough that the car undulates back and forth a few seconds. Cole picks up the discarded rubbish and softly tosses it into the fire. He doesn't seem to want to talk right now, so I changed the topic.
So, how do we put out the fire?
He hunched over, facing the back doors of the van. We did have some kind of dust or extinguishing powder, but I don't think he wants to open the van right now. Just go to the tent. You're tired.
I mean, I can still help you with this, though. It'll be faster if we work together.
I can handle it. He's not looking at me. He's so much colder than I'm used to. Not that I haven't seen Cole get into one of his moods before. I don't want to defend him. That was a really shitty way to handle the situation. But Issa should have known better.
You'll be there in a second, right?
He turns his head towards me. Of course I will. It's enough to persuade me. I head over to the tent. A lot of our camping gear is old and shitty, but the tent is the exact opposite. It's brand new. Not enough that there's still even a tag on the interior advertising all of its perks. Heat sealing technology keeps you warm even in the coldest weather. Anti-puncture fabric creates an easy to fix holes. A waterproof hood even allows comfortable camping in the worst conditions. The tent even seems to have some kind of sound reduction from the inside. Everything sounds muffled. I can barely make out the sound of Cole tossing dirt into the fire, but I can see his shadow clearly. The tent is just large enough for me to be able to lay flat from head to toe, which means Cole will have to bend to fit. He could lay diagonal? I hope that won't be uncomfortable. About 3/4 of the flooring is taken up by an extra wide sleeping bag, also a new purchase. I take off my sweater, carelessly messing my cheek fur, which now sticks upward towards my ears. I remove my pants next, which is still uncomfortably wet, and I can't believe I've been tolerating that for the past hour. Normally, that would completely ruin my day. Luckily, I already have Issa and Cole's shitty attitudes to do that for me. Maybe I should have said the other thing. That's mean. I take that back. I hope they just need time to get used to being around each other again. Issa told me they banter a lot, but I get the sense that limits are being tested on both sides. Things that may have been okay before might not be acceptable to tease about anymore. I take off my underwear, which is also wet. The relief hits me in waves. It's like peeling off a layer of dead skin or the plastic film that covers a new phone. Absolutely euphoric. It's a bit odd to be naked then, other than a shirt, so I pull that off too. My paws reach up to my cheek fur. It's messier than I like it to be. It really doesn't matter. It really shouldn't matter, but regardless, I gently push it back into place. I slide into the sleeping bag, the silky nylon fabric still cool against my fur. It shouldn't take long to warm up. It'll be even faster once I have the living radiator in here with me. The orange glow against the wall before me dims in waves. The sound of dirt pittering against the logs as it extinguishes the fire is barely audible. In about half a minute, it's gone entirely, but I can still hear the occasional pop of charcoal. Cole's muffled footsteps approach the tent. The sound of chirping crickets creep in through the unzipped door. He cautiously steps into the tent, feeling for the sleeping bag with his foot. When he's able to find his ground, he turns around and zips the door up.
I hope you didn't let any mosquitoes in.
I can make out his silhouette, but the finer details aren't as visible. They'll all bite me if they made it in. His face is covered by a veil of darkness. I really wish I didn't have to guess his emotion based on his voice. He crouches next to me. At first, I'm not quite sure what he's doing. It almost seems like he's fighting something. But the sound of fabric hitting the ground clarifies that he was removing his shirt. His paws search the ground, moving his shirt closer to my clothes. Sorry about your pants. I know that was uncomfortable for you. Is it alright if I set an alarm on your phone?
Yeah, of course. And don't worry about it. It wasn't too bad.
His face is briefly illuminated by a dim screen when he sorts into my clock app.
I'm cold. You should get in here with me.
I don't have to tell him twice. He crawls over me and into my sleeping bag without bothering to hit the power button on my phone. I don't mind it since it'll turn itself off in a moment. Can I hold you? I shuffle onto my side and then over to him instead of answering, our chests and stomach pressing against each other. He lifts his arm over me and presses it onto my back. He pushes us together with pressure from his paw, which is how I like it. I push my upper leg between his, loosely wrapping around his lower leg and the fabric of his sweatpants, bunching around my thigh in the process. My face rests against the protective layer of fat that cushions his neck. I draw a breath in through my nose, enjoying his smoky scent.
I don't like how you talk to Issa.
He sucks in a breath, but I don't let him talk.
Look, I get it. She can be frustrating and mean, and that was really shitty thing of her to do. But just expecting her spontaneously quit smoking is completely unreasonable. You should know this. I understand you're trying to be protective, but you can't control what she's doing. You of all people should understand that it's really hard to quit smoking.
Now I pause, giving him time to respond. Doesn't say anything.
Again, it was pretty awful of her to do that, especially since she's well aware of the context, but you were being unreasonable. You invited her, should at least have the courtesy to address her like an adult.
I wasn't thinking about my dad. I was thinking about you.
I've told you that I can handle myself around nicotine. It's seriously not something you need to worry about. It wasn't really even an issue in the first place.
Yeah. Okay. You're probably right.
I am right.
I know. Look, I'll talk to her about it tomorrow morning, all right?
Good. That's what I want to hear.
I rub my muzzle under his chin, which I'm starting to meet. His paw hooks into my armpit and he pulls me up to meet his face. His head is directed down towards me. He leans towards me and I push up, but he pauses abruptly. His paws move from my armpit and traces down my back. He does it softly, which makes me shudder. I absolutely hate the sensation, but I don't think it's intentional. His fingers touch my side, then my waist.
Oliver, I'm reading.
Oh my god. Why are you redeeming things? My goodness. His fingers touch my side, then my waist, then slowly, almost experimentally, trails along my hips. Are you naked?
Ah, oh, yeah. Sorry, I should have told you before.
No, no. It's fine. I just wasn't expecting that. He laughs awkwardly. I hadn't even thought about it. My crotch is pressed against his plush lower stomach. Neither of us speak or move. His breathing suddenly feels almost mechanical, as does mine. Are you okay with this?
I think so. Are you?
Of course. Again, silence. Can I see you?
Uh, Not yet. Sorry.
It's fine. He sounds expectant. It feels like I raised his expectations and now let him down. You know, whenever you're ready.
Soon.
I've been saying that for months now. There's been some progress in the past few weeks, but it's been 8, 9 months with Cole at this point. It probably doesn't help that I'm following Issa, who was practically wrapped around Cole at all hours of the day. Am I seriously stuck on this? Seriously, I mean it. I want to be intimate with you, but I don't want to make you do anything you don't feel comfortable doing.
I know. You told me.
And I'll keep telling you, this is important to me, and you're clearly making an effort. He's steering the conversation. I don't really want to talk about this right now.
We should sleep.
Cole hesitates. Seems like he got the message. I'll talk with Issa when I get up. I'll try not to wake you up, okay? It doesn't take long for me to drift into darkness. Chapter 2. Aw, I really loved consent talks. Honestly, it's needed in most conversation. Flirp flap. Hi, Razor. We just about got up to chapter 2, so we will be taking our 25-minute break before we jump in to do distant travels. But so far, this has been cute. This visual novel is really cute. We play as the Rackling, and so I'm assuming this is how it works. We are dating Cole, who used to date Issa, but they broke up. But Cole brought it up to invite Issa because he felt bad not inviting her to the camping trip, even though he was excited for just the both of us to be in the camping trip. From what it sounds like. Oh. Also, the music is really cute in this visual novel. The music is really well done in here. It's an interesting setup, that's for sure. Yeah, it sounds nice. But yeah, so also as you can clearly see, for the border it's just this, but wider. Cause I kind of rushed it. Most likely we'll get some editing done quick at some point of like an actual border, but we're still getting there. So yeah, for on the YouTube side, for those who are still listening, we'll be right back in 25 minutes for our distant travels gameplay. But for now, let me just let me hold up. Let me just get the link for the next one. We just ate like a hard-boiled egg and spam earlier, so like we should be fine. I just need to get the coffee. But for those who are on the Twitch end, if you'd like to go like and comment on the YouTube live page, it'll be very much appreciated. So for everyone, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell icon to get notified on the next visual novel stream or D&D stream whenever that happens. But for now, I will also post a link in the chat of said live. If I can find it. I will post the I will post a link for the next video that's about to happen if you'd like to join in on that. But for now, I will end the YouTube side real quick because I keep forgetting I have to end stream from the website itself and it's not on OBS, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, we'll be right back, guys. All right, everyone stand up, stretch, and get some water, get some food. We'll be right back.
Yee!